friends, welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. My name is Katie, and if you're new here, welcome, and if you're back, welcome back. Today I am gonna try to do a WIP and Chat, but it's gonna be more of a kit down and chat because I just finished a project and I have two projects now that need kitted down. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on that right out the gate. I suppose I usually tell you like what I'm using tonight, and I guess I can tell you those things. So I just have this vial that I have ongoing for, this is just like trash drills from my kits, or just like random drills that have gotten lost. This is a tray from Shiny Shazza that I'm gonna, you'll see. Anyway, just to hold trash drills until I dump them into here later. I store my spare drills in these large, they're Art Bin brand. I have one that's like really deep and then this one that's more shallow. I got these from Joann's, and honestly, I waffle and change out how I do my spare drill storage like regularly. So I'm already about to have two of these pretty full of spare drills because they're going to have a total of 43 leftover drills from 43 different projects, like since I started diamond painting, and it fills up fast. I will be using these baggies are from Amazon, and I can write, DMC numbers and brands that they came from. So, I suppose I should have also started out with, hi, how are you? If you're not familiar with what a WIP and Chat is, a typical WIP and Chat, WIP stands for work in progress, and chat. It can mean that you're just working on whatever you want to work on. Like tonight, I'm not actually working on one of my WIPs. I'm kidding down. But then we'll just chat and catch up a little bit. So, yeah, let's get down to it. So just to let you know what my process is, and then we can get into the actual chatting. So I look at what the DMC is, which that's that number here for the color code, what that is, and then I look to see if I already have a baggie in that color in my spare drill storage. And if I do, I try to take a look and see if any of the ones that I have are a color match, because if you take a look at that, these are from 3 different companies, all the same DMC 168, and this is like the most starkly different shade from the others. So even though this is from my Uniquely Yours Down Under kit, this is from my Miranda the Tempest custom that I ordered from Uniquely Yours Down Under, and I'm gonna have to do a new bag because this doesn't match any of these colors. Plus some of these are squares and some of these are round. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just grab a baggie. Actually, I usually do these a couple ahead so that the Sharpie has time to dry. Okay, I promise, you know what? I'm not gonna keep explaining my entire process because I don't want to completely bore you out of this WIP and Chat. So, how are you doing tonight? How has your weekend been? I hope it's been really good so far. I'm just gonna do new bags for all of these. That's fine. I hope your weekend has been good and that your Monday is off to a wonderful start so far. I am a tiny bit scatterbrained tonight, if you couldn't already tell. But I'm still really looking forward to chatting with all of you. So what has been going on with me this weekend? So Saturday, I put up my week 8 in Summer with the Masters, which was a recap video. So we're officially done with the video series of Summer with the Masters, which is really exciting, but also like, aww. I really have had just so much fun. I felt like I've learned so much and really, really enjoyed getting to host an event alongside Jessica. If you're not familiar with what I am talking about, I am currently in the middle of hosting an event called Summer with the Masters. I will link the playlist below in the description. If you want to go and check it out, you're more than welcome to. And there's still time to join us because we're running through the summer. So our family stuff, like at home, we haven't been terribly busy this weekend. It's been pretty uneventful. We had some good quality time yesterday, and I want to go ahead and give you guys the context right up front. Instead of beating around the bush, To be completely honest with you, I have had a really difficult couple of weeks. I sort of said as much or hinted at as much over on Instagram. I put a post up in my stories just apologizing that I am super behind on messages and responding to comments and responding to emails. I'm very behind. I've had a lot going on in my personal life, and I promise I'm not trying to be cagey. I'm trying to respect privacy and protect my own privacy, but I just have had a lot of just heavy conversations lately and have needed to make sure that I'm creating mental margin so that I am taking care of my family and taking care of myself first and foremost. And that's always going to have my priority, and I'm sure that you understand that. I just want to give you the context for why I'm just a bit scatterbrained tonight and a little bit all over the place. I hope you'll bear with me. I still have fun things to share about with you guys, and I thought about not even doing a WIP and Chat this week and just taking the week off. But then when I thought about it, I thought, no, I would be sad to miss out on these because I really enjoy getting to hear from you all down in the comments. You let me know how your life is going and what you're working on, and I really didn't want to miss out on that because it's one of my favorite things. So so that's the context for tonight's video. But as far as, let me talk a little bit about diamond painting and channel things. I mentioned that I finished a project. I actually, of all things, I finished Celestial Dreams tonight. I had decided at one point, I was like, I'm just over this kit, which is such a shame because I love Randall Spangler. I love how Diamond Art Club renders Randall Spangler. And what happened is that I ended up with too many WIPs on my plate. And I just sort of got to a point where I was like, I need to have this extra WIP off of my plate. So I've been going really hard on that Randall Spangler, and now it's done. So that's one of the things I'm kitting down tonight. I think I might do a post review on that one. I don't always do post reviews on Diamond Art Clubs, but I might do one on that one. I was brave and I switched out the white drills. What was that, 5,300 or something? I switched out a lot of those for white ABs. There were several spots in there that I was thinking, for as big as this kit is and everything, I'm really surprised that Diamond Art Club didn't do these white ABs. Like, there's a spot in one of the jars that it's got like a lot of white stars on a dark background, and I thought this seems like the most no-brainer spot to have ABs that like I've ever seen. And while normally I don't do drill swaps for enhancements because it's too much work for my brain, in this case I was like, this is just the easiest swap in the world. I'm gonna do this. And I'm really happy with how it turned out. So I don't know, maybe I'll do a post review just so I can sort of show that off. I'm glad to have that one done. Did I mention this last week? I cannot remember. I finished Miranda the Tempest. And it's funny, I don't know what it was about both of those kits. I just felt like they took a long time. But it's okay, it's fine. So what do I have coming next? Well, I am still working on my 2 Josephine Wall kits for the comparison. I have taken the past few days off from it. I realized I got one section into the 4th row of the Diamond Painting Deutschland one, or the 4th column. Each kit I've broken into 8 columns. So, excuse me. I got all of one section into the 4th column, and I was like, I started to feel that sense of like, ooh, if if I keep pushing this, I'm going to start to feel burnt out. So I hadn't felt burnout yet, but I started to feel just a little bit of that fatigue. And I thought, okay, I'm going to pump the brakes hard on this because I don't want to get burnt out at all. Like, I don't want to get to a point where I'm like, I just need to take a month off of this kit, which is what happened last time. So it's been a few days. I'm hoping I can get back to it soonish. After I kit both of these down, I'll feel like I can breathe a bit, I think. And then I would like to kit up my Craft Ease custom, which is also another Old Masters canvas. I really need to add another bin of these. These are getting hard to fit in here. Oh my gosh. But then, remember how last week I said, oh, I'm bummed. I'm, not going to be... I thought about doing Pride from Diamond Art Club. It's a JoJo's art piece. I thought about doing that one for Knox's punk event, and which I'll link to Knox's channel in the description if you still want to go check that out because it's still ongoing. So I thought, okay, I'm not going to do that. Well, wouldn't you know that like a couple of days later, Miss Crochet and Coffee and Rachel Ray announced that they were doing a diamond paint along, not a collab. Because I think that, in Miss Coffee's words, makes her feel twitchy. So calling it a diamond paint along, and they're both doing the kit When the Fun Never Ends from Mandy Manzano and Diamond Art Club, which is based on the TV show Adventure Time. But the diamond paint along, you can participate with any kit that is has rainbow colors or other LGBT plus flag colors. So I've seen some people checking over in their Crafters Anonymous Facebook group to see will this kit work? Would this kit work? Anyway, that doesn't matter. What matters is I heard that and I was like, okay, well, I could work on Pride and then I'm getting to participate in events or diamond paint alongs from multiple people that I really like. So there's a good chance that I'm going to be kitting up Pride after I finish kitting these down and continuing to put my Crafties custom on hold. I don't know. I think I'm going to end up with, just as many whips going as I had a minute ago. But yeah, I'm curious. Are you participating in any events at the moment? My neighbors are having it's Sunday night. They're having, I guess it's summer. They can do what they want. But they're having a party. They're having a good time. So I actually have a slightly different setup tonight. I'm sitting at the other end of my kitchen table in hopes that any noise from them will be minimal. We'll see when I play back. Anyway, so I don't know if I should start another huge kit though. So this is my dilemma. I'm ridiculously indecisive. I'm ridiculous. As far as the YouTube channel goes and things that are coming here, I have an unboxing. Crafties just sent me over a kit that came in at the end of last week, and so I want to get that unboxed to share with you guys. And I haven't yet filmed my comparison video for the third column of the Josephine Wall kit. So the video that I had put up last week was for the second column, but I had actually already finished the third column by that point. So I'm gonna film that comparison video, and maybe that'll go up on Friday. I don't think I'm gonna have a Diamond Art Club sneak peek this week, that is completely fine. I have said to, my friends, I would still be on cloud 9 and the happiest kid in the world if they never sent me another sneak peek, because of course I'd love to do more, but I just am so flattered and so I'm incredibly grateful that I got to share any with you, full stop. I just am really, really, really grateful, and that was so much fun. So we will see, but I saw that they made a good number of those reading treat kits and that they actually did last a decent amount of time before they sold out, at least in that first round of releases. So I hope that if you were trying to get it, that you were able to, and if not, like, they're definitely restocking it. Oh man. Oh well. Where is that drill vacuum that Sandra got for me? In its box. Over there, with no batteries in it. That's fine. This isn't that bad. I guess I'm like just trying to move too quickly here. And then things going on this week. So my kids are now at home. They're on summer break. They had their last days of school, of kindergarten and preschool, this last week. And they're both doing summer school, which out here they call extended school year. Like, at summer school. Like, I don't know. Maybe there is a difference. I shouldn't be so blasé about it. But they're starting back up to summer school in like a week and a half. Connor will have a different teacher because his teacher is out on maternity leave. Understandable. She's not going to teach summer school. She's got a newborn baby. And Micah will have the same teacher that he's had. So I'm excited for them to start up with that. They've been a little bit bouncing off the walls with not having school because I think school really helped them get out a lot of their energy. And it's a little harder for us to make that happen to the same extent at home. Especially because, like, I tried taking Micah to the park for a birthday party just a week ago, and man, that kid just runs. He just runs, and he runs for the street. Like, I can't. I'm already starting to stress a little bit about, we're doing Disney World in August, and with Adam's family, and I'm sorry, it's not the first time I've made that joke, and it won't be the last. And he's used to it. And anyway, so his parents and sister's kids will be there. It's going to be so much fun. But let me tell you, like, I got lost at Disney World as a child, apparently, and so I feel like it's destiny that, like, Micah is going to get lost at Disney World. Fortunately, like, Disney World is, like, the level of quality and expertise that, like, their cast members know what to look for as far as, like, if they see kids on their own, they take care of it, and they take care of your kids. They've got a whole system in place. But, like, before you're a parent, you're a perfect parent. So before we had kids, let me tell you about the mile-long list of things that I was never going to do and that my kids were always going to do. Let's start with, my kids are never going to have tantrums in public. My children are going to eat the food that I put in front of them for meals. They are not going to be picky about the clothes that I put on them. They're going to be well-mannered and well-behaved and respectful in public. And oh my gosh, you guys. And so I have to think that, like, all the parents that are listening are nodding along. And I will never yell at my kids. I will always be able to keep a cool head, and I will never yell at my kids. Oh my goodness. All I can do is laugh. Anyway, one of the nevers, I will never put my kid on a leash. Guess what I was looking at on Amazon the other day? Backpack leashes, or the hand holders, because I don't want to lose my kid at Disney World, okay? What makes me the worst parent if they're on a leash or if I lose them at Disney World? The scary thing is that, like, at the park last week, Micah had my attention 100% of the time. Like, I would glance away for 2.5 seconds to check on Connor every once in a while. Micah had 100% of my attention. And even with me being on that high of alert, he still came way too close to making it to the parking lot. Like, Sorry, I have to switch containers here because I'm done with the first half of the DMC for this kid. Okay. He's so fast, and he's blink and he's gone. And that was at a park with just maybe a dozen other people around. It was very low key. And if he does that at Disney, I don't know. It spikes my anxiety is really what it does. It sends my anxiety, diagnosed anxiety, not just like, oh, I feel anxious, through the roof. And I want to make sure I'm doing what I can to mitigate that and take the steps that I can to prevent anything like that from happening. So if you're at Disney World in August and see parents with kids on leashes, don't judge them because one of them might be me. Other fun things going on. My parents get in this week. I'm really, really excited for this. And I know if you've been around for a little while, you were probably around, you might remember when I did a WIP and Chat with my mom as a special guest, and that was really, really fun. And usually at least once or twice a year, on the times that my mom comes out, sometimes my dad will come out. Because my mom comes out every like 2 to 3 months, and my dad will tag along like 1 or 2 times a year. And so my dad will be here this time, and that will be really nice because we're going to get a lot of projects done. My parents are very much project people. They want to have jobs to do. So, but the thing is we've gotten a lot of our major like house projects done. So I need to try to take a look around and see like, okay, what are some things that would be really helpful to be able to do while they're here? They're just here for a week, which will still be plenty of time. I still want to, I really want to do lots of fun things with them, especially because on this visit, more is open. The last time they were here, there was so much that we couldn't do because they were out here last October and California was still super locked down. Thankfully, our numbers have been so low, so good that they've removed the mask mandate and lots of places are open again. So we might take the kids to the aquarium, and there's also a little zoo nearby that's the perfect size for toddlers. So yeah, we'll have lots of fun things planned when they're here. I don't know how much diamond painting and or YouTubing I'll get to do while they're here. It's interesting. I think my parents were just sort of initially supportive, but in more of an indulgent way. When I mentioned to them I have a YouTube channel. Because they just don't totally get it. But then when I mentioned to them oh yeah, no, this is something that I spend a lot of time on, and I'm able to make a little bit back from it and whatnot. And now they're oh, well, that's really exciting. That's great. And I'm yeah, can you, I wish that you guys lived in the same state as me so you could recommend a tax person to me or something. But it's funny. I have thought a lot lately just about what has gone into having a YouTube channel and how much things have changed just for me personally in the relatively short time that I've been on YouTube. And it just sort of got my brain going because every so often I'll have someone reach out and say oh, I'm thinking of starting a channel. Do you have any suggestions or anything like that? And immediately I just want to be I am so not qualified to answer that. I still feel in so many ways I'm very new to YouTube, and I don't know. I think maybe it gives me a little bit of a different perspective, but I was just sort of thinking okay, so what would I tell people? Just suggestions for what worked for me. And so I guess I'll share a little bit of that now. Yeah, why not? I actually don't have a ton else that's like going on that I can really chat about. So yeah, let's we can dive down this rabbit hole a little bit together. I should start right off the bat with saying that you need to take this with a huge giant grain of salt, because like a year ago, I was barely even watching YouTube. Like, to me, YouTube was a resource that I would occasionally open and basically use as like a video Google. Like, if I needed to Google how to do something, I would just pull up YouTube and search for that thing, watch a couple of videos, and then leave YouTube. I was not subscribed to anyone. I didn't realize that like that was really a thing. Like, I just didn't have any real grasp of what the YouTube sort of thing looked like from a creator perspective, let alone from like a more regular consumer perspective. And so I started my channel because I had done a couple of casual unboxings of things over on Instagram, and even like I think I did a how-to at one point in my stories or something. And then I just thought, Instagram can be so annoying to deal with putting up longer videos for, and it's a limited audience as far as if you use it for post reviews or tutorials or something. And I'd had a couple of different people mention to me like, you should try YouTube. Like, that could be a good platform for you, and it might be something I think you'd be good at. And I kind of just sort of like laughed. Oh, that's not, thank you. You're so nice. But like, no. And then I decided to, because I think Instagram had just given me a headache with trying to get some kind of video up. So I thought, okay, let me dig into this a little bit. And so for a month or two over the summer, I started just dipping my toes in, and I'd ask a couple of people like, okay, who are some diamond painting channels that I was like, subscribe to, because I still thought like, is this what I'm supposed to do? And it was like Rachel Ray, Miss Crochet and Copy, Tiny Worlds of Wonder. And so for a couple of months, I basically just watched their channels, and sort of got a sense for what it's like to have an ongoing audience and to have a channel that you're sort of posting to regularly. I just tried to get a sense for how does this even work? And then I created a channel was that August of last year or September? I don't know. I've had a channel for less than a year, which is really why I say, again, please, like, you may fully disregard any thoughts or advice, I suppose, that I might share. I am purely going to speak from my very, very limited perspective and what seems to have worked for me. Yeah, feel free to disregard. I still feel a little funny about ever like giving any sort of advice. So I'm just going to try to get over that now. Things that I did. One of the biggest things was I just kind of accepted that this was all new to me, and I decided to try to break it down into bits that felt manageable. So I was really overwhelmed when I first looked at like even just uploading a video and all of the different aspects that go into it. Heck, even just filming and editing a video. I was lucky enough that like I have an iPhone that comes with iMovie for free, and I was familiar with a software called Canva because how did that get there? That's fine. From, some other things, some work that I had done in the past. And so like those are my two tools to go to. And I thought, I don't know what a thumbnail is. I don't know what an end screen is. I don't know what a this, that, the other thing are. So I just kept it super basic at the beginning and just embraced like, I'm not going to try to do it all right now. part of that also meant that, well, hold on, before I say that. So while I started out and I was like, okay, I'm just going to start with like the bare minimum, the basics, and get a handle on those. And then my thought was just, once I feel like I have a handle on these things, then I'm going to start adding things in. And so I would have like a mini goal list for myself where I would be like, okay, now this month I want to figure out how to do title cards. Okay, this month I want to look into creating a logo. Okay, this month I want to look into X, Y, or Z, like adding iCards into my videos. Okay, this month I want to do this and that. And for me, that seemed a lot more doable and less overwhelming to sort of break it down into little things like that. Now that's just if you're starting from a brand new place like I was. Let me just check real quick where we're at. Okay. And if you've already had like a channel before or whatever, then like in a different community or something, then, you know, you don't necessarily have to feel that way. But it was all brand new to me, so I was just trying to absorb it one little bit at a time. Something else that I did, and I am very torn on whether or not this is actually something I would recommend doing. It's something that I needed to do just because of like, for a number of reasons. So one of the things I had done was I was pretty head down for about the first 6 months. As in, I didn't really watch many other channels, like at all. I wasn't really commenting at all on other people's videos. And well, like I said, I wasn't really watching other people's channels. I basically just continued to watch like Rachel Ray, Miss Crochet and Coffee, and Tiny Worlds of Wonder, and you know, a couple of good friends that had have channels. But I wasn't doing a lot of like community building or anything like that early on. I think because I just wanted to sort of try to figure it out on my own and try to make sure that what I was doing was as much me as possible and as much like free of influence of other people as possible, and not in like a negative way, but more like I just wanted to find my feet. I just wanted to build a foundation and do it for myself. At the same time, I don't know. At the same time, there's something to be said for having a larger support circle in the community and to like get to be friends with lots of people early on so you don't feel as lonely maybe. But it really wasn't until I had been on my channel, like I said, it was about 6 months. It was right about then that I hit 1,000 subscribers. And I sort of felt like, okay, I have a sense for who I am, what my voice is, and a little bit of a sense for just what I want my channel to be and what I want it to offer. At that point is when I started feeling like, okay, I have the mental margin. I was in kind of a rhythm with making content and that sort of thing, that I thought, okay, I'm going to try to start branching out a little bit, and also to sort of, I need to pull that one out later. Okay. You know, there were other creators that were commenting on my videos, and I sort of felt like, okay, I want to do the same for them because I know how much it means to me when someone takes the time to leave a comment on my videos. Like, I really want to do that for them. So that's when I started trying to spread out a little bit and just tried to like, okay, I want to see who else is out there and what they're creating. And there's so much value in having a wide variety of voices in the community, and I think that we all can bring a unique perspective on even the same topics. Because let's be real, most things have been done before. Like unboxings, they've been done before. Tutorials, tips, tricks, like it's hard to find something that's brand new and fresh. But I think there's a way to bring your own perspective to it. I will say that sort of having my head down a bit did give me the chance to, I don't know. Like I said, it gave me the chance to just figure out what my voice was and what I wanted my channel to be. And that kind of leads into another point that I want to make, and that is to just know that whenever there's a context where people can seem to be just in competition with each other, like in this case, like different content creators are technically like just in competition for viewers. It's not the way that I like to look at it, but it's the way that a lot of people look at it. There can be people that just are not terribly kind, and it can get a little dicey out there. So I would encourage you as much as you can, if you're diving into this, like, stay far, far away from cliques and people that just love to feed on drama. Like, you'll know it. Like, we all went to middle school and high school, right? Just stay far away from that. Like, you'll be better off for it. And it won't help your channel. It won't help you as a person. That's been my experience. Is I look for people and fellow creators that actually like build one another up, like on the whole, like as a community, and that there isn't like this mean girl mentality with, like, I'm too old for that. So that's just something to be aware of. That's unfortunately a very, oh man, scratch and polish off. Unfortunately, like, still a really prevalent mindset with some pockets of the community. So just you do you, and figure out what works for you, and don't worry about what other people are saying or thinking. Yeah, I would say another thing I'd encourage you to do is to not be afraid to try new things. Like, don't start out like and say, this is the way that I'm always going to do this thing. Don't be afraid to play around with different things. And if if something isn't going as well as you want it to, or if you're like, I wonder what would happen if I changed like my thumbnail. Or in my case, I wonder what would happen if I added a thumbnail at all. I wonder what would happen if I tried out this new color scheme. I wonder what would happen if I tried posting my videos to go live at this time instead of that time. You'll have access to something called YouTube Studio, which is like your best friend, but also like your greatest enemy. And there's you can deep dive on this, and I don't recommend it, actually. I both do and don't recommend parts of it. There's a whole section called Analytics that will break down to an unbelievable degree everything, every stat, and every possible insight into a video that you've put up. Like, it's absolutely bonkers. The first time that I realized, especially if you look at it on a computer instead of on your phone, the first time I realized just how in depth it goes, I nearly had a panic attack. I was like, I can't build my, I can't try to shake myself and my channel around all of this. Like, I don't know what to do with this. So I say both look at your analytics, but don't look at your analytics. It's okay to sort of use them as a tiny reference, I think, but I almost feel like you just need to, it's worth it to try just being organic with it and just thinking through in your head, like, okay, what are some things I could play with that would be an easy change to make? I know change is hard, but I would just encourage you to not be afraid to try new things. On sort of like the equipment side, because I definitely have people frequently ask, like, what equipment do you use? Like, what software do you use? What blah, blah, blah do you use? And quite honestly, it doesn't have to be at all fancy. There are a couple of things that I think are helpful. As an Apple product user, I just use iMovie. It's free. I use Canva for a lot of things, which is also free. For the most part, they have some stuff that's behind a paywall, but it's like I only occasionally see things that I'm like, oh, I kind of want to pay for that. You really don't have to, though. And I did buy a recording arm that attaches, like, it just can attach to the side of my table. And I did buy a really inexpensive ring light from Amazon. And I think there are a couple other little things. Like, I think I have a little backdrop that I sometimes use that's more neutral, like, that just makes my videos feel a little bit lighter and makes it just work a little more cleanly aesthetically. That's not something you have to do, though. That's just something that I have gravitated towards, like, just as far as the overall vibe theme of my channel, that I want it to feel really clean and crisp. But yeah, I mean, get a recording arm. You don't even have to have lighting. I think it can help depending on what your lighting situation is, but you don't even have to have that. When I started out, all I bought was a recording arm. I use my phone for filming, for all of my filming and almost all of my editing. It wasn't until recently that I got a computer that I can also use iMovie on and edit if I want to. But yeah, those are, you don't have to have fancy equipment for it. Like, what I tell people is, don't worry so much about getting all of the elements perfect ahead of time, because the reality is, if you start a channel and you have a channel for a while, you're most likely going to look back at your earliest videos and cringe. Well, okay, that might be a strong statement. That's how I feel. I feel like if you look back at your earliest videos, at least for me, I don't want it to look the exact same as I do now, because then it feels like I haven't improved or I haven't grown. And I had to just, even as a perfectionist, I had to embrace that this is not going to be perfect. I just have to start somewhere. Once you get that first uploaded video out of your system, it becomes easier in a lot of ways. It becomes harder in other ways. But it's like, don't fret about getting it perfect. Just get something out there. Start something so you have something to build on. And just let it be you. Let it be authentically, genuinely you. That is something that has not changed about me and what content I put out there and what I show you on this channel is I am still very I tend to speak in earnest in a way that I think comes off as disingenuous, but I am still very much me. I'm still 6 months plus of growth later, I hope. 9 months now, I suppose. I like to think that I've grown as a person, but you're not getting fake from me at all. So that's something to keep in mind, is don't try to be something that you're not. Don't try to do things for numbers. That is a huge, huge suggestion that I would have. People can tell from a mile away if you're not loving what you're doing. I really, really think that's true. I feel like it's really easy to sense when someone is just in it for the grind to try to get to monetization. And that's only going to be frustrating for you and a turn off to your subscribers, I think. So it's hard. It's a balance, right? It's okay to have goals to aim for, but like, don't let that become the be all end all. Because like things won't always go perfectly well. Where are you? Oh, I'm almost to the back. Okay. I hope this is making sense. And more than that, I hope that it's coming off with the tone that I'm intending, with just a lot of empathy and, oh man, I'm all over the place. And just a desire to maybe help ease anyone's hearts or minds with thinking about doing something like this. I suppose one of the last things I'll add, because I think we're getting pretty close to let's see. Yeah, we're getting close to the hour mark here. It's probably helpful to go ahead and get a thick skin. Not everyone is going to like you. Not everyone likes me. That's fine. I'm not everyone's cup of tea, and everyone's not mine, and that's completely fine. There will be people that are vocal about it, and you might get comments that just are less than kind on your videos, and it's super hard not to take those to heart. I still struggle with it quite a lot, and the best advice that I would share, which I'm terrible at taking this advice, but same thing that a friend had shared with me is like, she's like, just delete and block. Don't even give it a response. Just delete and block. And I need to get better about that because if I'm feeling snarky, then I want to engage, but that's not helpful either. So you definitely have to have a thick skin because people are vicious. Oh my goodness. But there's also, I've been so doom and gloom. There are incredible people in this community. There are incredible people that are just thrilled whenever they see a new creator and they just want to build them up and celebrate their successes with them and cheer them on. And that's my hope, that I can do that for others the way that others have done so for me. Okay, I finished. You guys, I'll try to show you this. So, okay, sometimes I have a little like trash container nearby for when I'm working and I have like trash drills or like the random drills that like I didn't realize didn't come out of the tray or something like that. And so they're not trash, but they're just random spare drills. I'm so lazy. Sometimes I just drop them in the tray with the containers. I'm like, I'll get that taken care of after I kit down. That's what all these are. So I'm going to put those on this. This is this little tray where I'm gathering all of my like trash drills. And once this is full, I'll put this in the vial because I've done one kitted down, and now I have one more to do. But yeah, I didn't mean to be super doom and gloom because, like I said, the reality is that there are also like some incredible people in this community that I am so grateful to have met and grateful for the impact they've had on me. And I forgot to put those ones away. Sorry. I was really loud. I am a hot mess tonight. Okay. So please don't let this like deter you from starting a channel, or if you already have a channel and you're feeling discouraged, my hope is that this will just maybe give you some food for thought, maybe a little bit of, I hope, some encouragement. But I have to say again though, I am not a YouTube expert. There are so many people out here that have been doing this for way longer than I have and have much more experience. The truth is, I'm really close to 5,000 subscribers. And at the risk of sounding like too self-aware or not self-aware, I don't fully understand why like my growth track has looked the way that it has. You know, some people say like, wow, you are growing super fast. And I just try to be gracious about it. Because I'm not anyone. Like, I'm just a person that like really loves making videos, and that other people happen to like what I create, and that I just love getting to be a part of this community, and I am grateful that I just get to share what I love. So that's why I almost still don't feel at all qualified to be giving any sort of advice or thoughts, because I just feel like I'm still very new and I don't know why my growth has looked the way that it has exactly. I work very hard, but I'm not the only person that works very hard. I just do the best that I can. In spite of having my 2 little ones running around and being often very scatterbrained like I am tonight. But, you know, this was actually a really nice distraction for me in a lot of ways, because it has been a really difficult week or two for me. And so this was a really nice discussion, a nice distraction for me. I hope that this, like I said, I hope it maybe gave some of you some food for thought, or even if you're not a creator, maybe it gave you just a little bit of insight into what creating can look like behind the scenes. But yeah, I think that really is it on that topic, though. So I just started kidding down Celestial Dreams. I'm going to wrap it up here, though, in just a couple of minutes, because I've been chatting your ear off for a while. And I will get this all kitted down tonight. It has 59 colors. Some of these, since this is Diamond Art Club, I should have plenty like in these containers that I won't have to make. I should have checked. I already made bags for these. I was going to say I might not have to make new bags for them. But let me check. I really need to get another set of containers, though. Let's see. No, I'll do a new one for that. Anyway, other things that I have going on this week. Like I said, my parents will be here. I will be vlogging a bit while they're here over on my Patreon, which... plug, but also not a plug. I do have a Patreon now that I'm really enjoying the weekly vlogs I get to do over there. I never vlogged before I had a Patreon, and I'm actually really, really loving it. But I'm going to recommend that you not join right now, because we're getting towards the end of the month. And the way that Patreon works is that they bill you on the first of the month no matter what. So if you were to sign up for Patreon, most people's Patreon, depending on how they have, anyway, doesn't matter. If you were to sign up for my Patreon today, the way that Patreon works is you'd get billed today and then get billed again the full amount today, and then the full amount again on July 1st. And like that I don't recommend joining my Patreon when it gets towards the end of the month. You get access to all like the back catalog of vlogs and stuff, but it still feels like getting hit with charges back to back is kind of a bummer. So, but that, it's there if you want to look at joining at the beginning of the month. And it's just a place where I can share a little bit more about what's going on like in my personal life, and it's just extra behind the scenes content. And I'm about to have I do a once a month exclusive live with my top tier group. So I'm about to try to get that on the calendar as well. And I'm excited for that, because this is my first month having a Patreon. So this will be that first exclusive live. But thank you to all of you that are patrons of mine. It's been really fun to have you over there. But I think this kit is going to take more brain power for me to kit down anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. But I want to first thank you wholeheartedly for hanging out with me tonight. I know that I was all over the place, and that's really not everyone's cup of tea. I don't know how relaxing this was for some of you guys, when normally my WIP and Chats I like to think are more along the lines of just being relaxing and soothing, but I still hope that it was nice to get to spend time together today. I hope that your week is starting off on the right foot, and that you're having a really good Monday so far as Mondays tend to go. If you made it all the way to the end, let's do, can you put up a sunshine emoji? Brighten up my day a little bit. Yeah, some kind of sunshine emoji would make me happy. So please let me know in the comments, by the way. Let me know how your week has been. Let me know what projects you've been working on, or maybe what you were doing while we kitted down and chat tonight. And if you're a fellow creator or considering becoming a YouTube content creator, I just want to send all the love and encouragement your way, and hope you know how amazing you are and how valuable what you bring to the table is, and how much you're appreciated by me for being a part of this community. So, all right, I'm really gonna let you go this time. Thank you for hanging out with me. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give a thumbs up before you click away. And if you made it all the way to the end and you're not already subscribed, you might like it here. So feel free to subscribe for more diamond painting content like this, and unboxings and post reviews and whatnot. But and of course, leave comments, questions, snarky thoughts down below. All right, friends, have a great week. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.